You're listening to the Board Game Snobs podcast, a ridiculous podcast with ridiculous hosts that discuss ridiculous things. And any mention of board games is purely coincidental. And so, without further ado, and with a heavy dollop of shame and embarrassment on my part, I give you the Board Game Snobs.
One job.
There we go. And go.
I can't.
There you go, me.
We've been talking for 30 minutes, and you just reach over and go, okay, go. And push. and quite honest, listen, first off, I can't hear myself in the headphones. Turn my headphones up.
You're on.
But I can't hear myself in my headphones.
Nothing changed.
I need to hear my headphones.
I don't know how to adjust.
I need to hear the anger in my voice so I can make sure that this is Jerry.
I would have to go back in.
Never mind. Never mind. Just don't touch it.
Sorry. Oh, well, see, that was what I did in the first place is I didn't touch it.
I cannot okay. So you did not miss the first 30 minutes of this podcast because it was
pretty
awful.
rough. You know what?
You kept making octopus jokes. It was stupid.
No, those were lit.
Those were dumb.
Those were on fire.
Listen. Just
okay, well, let's not retread a terrible podcast that fortunately didn't get recorded.
Let me do the opening. For God's sake.
Please.
Enrique.
Yes.
You're here with us. Thank you. Dan Hughes is not. Apparently, every time I take a break,
about Dan Hughes?
Bubba Gobby just jumps on there and starts podcasting with Dan Hughes. And even Dan's son, who apparently is wearing sleeveless, he's joined the sleeveless mafia, Evan.
As he should.
Which he's, I don't know, contaminated.
We saw him young.
And yes, he's also misinformed.
That's concerning.
Because he doesn't know about Jack. Yeah, please don't be making comments about that. Very odd. Very odd, Enrique. Very, very odd.
You probably should cut that.
Yeah. No, it's just...
No, we're not going to cut that.
I don't have...
We don't have time.
We've edited... Yeah. We edited the first 30 minutes of this podcast.
This will be like 5-minute podcast.
All right. Well, get on to it then.
But either way.
Banter, blah, blah, blah. Fight, and go.
Your mustache is very suspect. You look like that Zorro mustache.
It's not a Zorro mustache. I wish it was.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Oh, no.
Zorro or the Zorro mustache?
No, Zorro.
Okay.
Zorro is an underappreciated superhero.
I like Zorro a lot ever since the Antonio Banderas movie.
No, wait, because you don't remember that movie correctly.
I don't?
You don't. So here's why. And I'm referring to the 1998 Mask of Zorro.
Yeah.
Antonio Banderas.
It's probably 4 years younger than that.
So no, it's not. It's 1998.
Is it 1998?
Why don't you pick up your phone?
I will.
And let Evan know how right I am.
Okay. Go ahead. Continue on.
So in this movie, one of the most underappreciated actors of all times is there. And we don't appreciate this actor enough.
1998, you are correct.
You don't have to tell me. Is that Antonio Banderas is trained by none other than Anthony Hopkins.
The famous Spaniard.
Right. Now, nobody remembers this.
You mean Señor Hopkins.
But Señor Hopkins gets a really bad fake tan. And we're supposed to believe that he is Hispanic.
Even though he speaks with a British accent.
Yes. So everybody throws shade at Sean Connery for his German accent, Hunt for the Red October.
Or Kevin Costner in every movie ever.
Every movie ever.
Except for the one with the missiles.
13 Days of Cuba.
Yeah.
13 Days of Cuba.
Sounds like a good vacation to me.
Sounds like a plan.
Park the car. Oh, it was awful. It was real bad.
Anyways. Anthony. Okay. So,
Señor Hopkins.
Not only, let me just stay out his resume here, because here's what great actors do. They train other actors. So, for instance, Liam Neeson Everybody remembers him. Liam Neeson has trained Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's trained Russell Crowe how to bust his wife out of jail. And 3 days later, he trained Batman. Like literally,
Like all of Scotland.
all of Scotland and Rob Roy. He's just done everything. But nobody remembers. May I remind you that Anthony Hopkins not only trained Zorro, the best Marvel superhero of all times, he also he parachuted into Holland in like the biggest movie ever, the Bridge Too Far. He also trained Chris Rock in a movie called Bad Company, I think, that nobody saw but me.
Wow.
He also trained Jodie Foster on how to find Wild Bill, Silence of the Lambs.
I'm realizing his filmography is one I'm not too familiar with.
I'm trying to help you. You got a show about movies you don't know.
He trained
Mission Impossible.
what's her name on how to find serial killers.
I already said that.
Oh, you did?
Jodie Foster, Wild Bill. I swear you don't pay attention.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like some Western movie.
Wild Bill?
Hickok.
The guy that was the...
I don't think he was called Wild Bill.
I've already been right every time I've
Right.
spoken on this podcast.
Fact checker, engage. Go ahead.
He's that
I know exactly.
actor who talks.
He was the cop that
With
first
Monk.
got Brian O'Connor onto Dominic's team.
He's the cop with Monk. He always says. And he got ate by a dinosaur, too, the second movie. And he's the guy that talks like he's got something to back up his story.
Buffalo Bill.
What'd I say?
Wild Bill.
Yeah, Wild Buffalo Bill. That's what I said.
I mean, Buffalo Bill, he was also a Western
also
person.
trained Ethan Hunt. Mission Impossible, the second one, the best one, the long-haired.
That was a good one.
He says it's not mission probable. It's Mission Impossible.
I completely forgot he was in
You
that.
forget everything. He also literally fought death. Brad Pitt was
Pitt,
death.
maybe? Never
Meet
seen
Joe
it.
Black. He came to kill him, and he's like, "Nah, date my daughter for a while. I got stuff."
Death has a daughter?
No, he came to kill Anthony. And Anthony's like, "No, date my daughter for a while. I got stuff I got to do."
So Meet Joe Black came to kill Anthony Hopkins as Death.
Yeah. And he's like,
But he's like, no,
nah, son,
date my daughter.
I got stuff I got to do. I don't remember that movie.
All I remember is the scene they show on TikTok and everything where he walks out in traffic and gets hit by a car.
Right.
That was sudden and exciting.
There you go. So like Anthony Hopkins, literally, he did TurboTax commercials.
Señor Hopkins.
Did TurboTax commercials from a little scratch on the side. And apparently he was in Westworld, another Western. So he's like done everything.
The Yul Brynner one or the new TV show?
New one.
Oh, well, he's pretty old.
He's done everything. He's literally done everything.
And he was in lots of Howard's End.
Don't know that one.
The one that won like the Academy Awards. I think that he won for that.
I don't remember.
It was basically like a super dull version of Downton Abbey. Downton Abbey, but way more slow and way more boring. That was Howard's End.
I didn't watch it.
Hey, maybe he was Howard.
Could have been. Who was the end?
The Duck.
See, he could have done that one too. He could have done a great Howard the Duck. Anthony could do whatever. I'm just saying. And I'm just bringing this up because Zorro was like my favorite growing up. Nobody remembers the Zorro that was on television back in the day.
Well, I think it came on Nick at Night, but...
No, it was on a different channel because I didn't have Nick at Night.
Oh.
He had a different channel. It was like, but he would put the Z on people.
He was basically the Mexican Lone Ranger.
Right, but he didn't need help.
But he
didn't have backup.
But the Lone Ranger was like he was a ranger. He was a good guy, right?
Right.
Didn't he have a star?
He's a cop.
So why did he wear a mask if he was a good guy?
Because you do.
I mean, like, because he was part of the law.
It's a small town. You don't want people doxing.
He was undercover
and coming to your place.
Oh, he was the first undercover
so you put
cop.
The little Robin strip across.
No one recognizes your mouth and voice and nose.
You can start doing that next time you go to a convention. Is put over one of those masks over your eyes and just see if people will recognize you.
I'd like to see that.
How did you? You got the mask. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Wear my shirt that says Gabi across it.
No, I'm not. God, just change your voice up a little bit. But
It's
Zorro didn't need no help, and he just went around and just completely overthrew the government.
I want to start, whenever I start doing our phonetic alphabet, I'm going to say Z as in Zorro.
What phonetic alphabet?
Remember we did that last time we recorded?
Oh, yeah.
A for Alpha, B for Bravo, not Beta.
I didn't say beta. Beta!
Z for
You are
Zorro.
Beta.
You're Charlie.
That's what he said last time.
So I said, I already made that joke 2 episodes ago. Y'all can't keep up with me.
3 episodes ago.
Can't keep up with me.
Oh,
And it's
what?
not Zorro, it's Zeta. All right, so you've ruined the first half of this podcast. Well, thankfully, you've improved it tenfold. That's the only podcast by cutting out the first 30 minutes of you rambling actually improved it, because we missed all the talk about octopi.
You know how to make an octopus laugh, Enrique?
I really don't want to go through this feedback.
Takes 10 tickles.
There's no one does what Board Game Snobs do better. They are almost professional level comedians.
You got to end it now.
No,
before
we
it keeps
haven't
going.
talked about Hansa.
We'll talk about Hansa before Gobby gets into his.
I made a
lame
killer
jokes.
joke about the Teutonic Knights and plates.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was good. I can't remember that joke.
That's bad.
It's about the
Hansa
Teutonic
Teutonica.
Knights.
We played it again.
It's still wonderful.
It's still good.
Oh,
Because
God.
your hands,
broke
which
it.
I told you to stop handling stuff. You've been nervously doing stuff with your hands this whole time.
My hands
And
have caused the Teutonic sound.
I knew this would happen.
Why did you put his microphone up there? We can't
Leave
cut this
it.
out.
It was fine until you
can't
started
cut this out.
yanking on it.
You broke it.
You broke it.
You broke
Yankee. That's you. You're a Yankee.
Again, calling names.
Colin names and Colin
Farrell.
Quinn. Oh.
Quinn is, I like Quinn and Farrell.
I like Quinn and Farrell too.
What do you like about Quinn?
His his update on SNL.
I liked his own talk show that he had back when he had
Oh.
Patrice and Kevin Hart when he was not big.
I don't remember that.
Kevin Hart's never been
He's what
big.
to say, little guy.
He's a little guy. Big laughs.
And it's broke.
Little guy.
Yeah.
Big. He didn't break that. Fix the mic, Enrique. Put that
It's
down.
okay. Don't mess with it. Do not touch it.
Don't mess with it.
I really want to, though.
You're not.
Now you're making fun of my lisp.
Maybe.
Okay.
Listen to me. I'm telling you to get that.
Please.
That's so great.
I liked him in Back to the Future, Crispin Glover.
Crispin, I like that. He was the rat guy in that one movie. Remember he did that movie where he controlled the rats?
Wilbur.
That's the pig.
Arthur.
That's the British guy that got all the women.
What was the mouse? The rat.
It was a rat.
It was a W.
Wally.
No.
That was a whale.
No. What, for what?
No, that's
That was Willie. Wally was the little robot.
yeah.
Willie the whale. Wally the robot.
You guys are ruining this.
Yeah, we're going
Keep up
down.
with the W names.
It's too many. Yeah, what was that? It was Wilt and Walt.
Why are you unconsciously like manipulating things with your fingers?
Because that's what my fingers are for.
Not for unconsciously. You
I'm
should be
not
conscious of it.
I'm conscious.
Which is weird
No, you're
because that's
Yeah,
my
that's what he
my
does.
thing.
Look at him.
Put that down.
He's squeezing that with his.
Will you look up what the name of the movie that Crispin Glover was in?
I really used to remember it,
And it was a show about rats.
Rat.
and it was quite disturbing.
You don't
It was
mean
Willard.
Willard.
Like he controlled these rats and like
I'm not sure how he controlled them or if they controlled him. It's kind of like how when you're materialistic, your things end up owning you.
Okay.
Deep thoughts. But it's like one of those things like the rats. I think in the end, didn't they eat somebody? Like he was using them
it got real dark.
both lighting and in the sense of morality because he was sicking the rats on people, if I'm not mistaken. If you had an army of rats, what would you do with them? Because really, they're not useful for anything else. You can't haul stuff with them. They're basically only utilized for subterfuge.
Well, I guess I would just use them to just snatch whatever little cash.
Pack rats.
Yeah.
You could use them to steal Pokemon cards or whatever it is that you collect.
Just have them
Chew wires.
have them as a team of two,
Chew
and then
wires?
just send them
That's
out
Chewbacca's
to
cousin.
whatever location.
To send out your group of rats.
Yeah, it can be a team of two,
A team of 2 rats.
a pair of rats
Okay.
working together
Pair
to steal
rats.
all the goods in whatever you send them out to, be it a bank, a store, a toy store, whatever. It could be
You send the rats out with little like fanny packs on them.
Yeah, they could do that. I'll teach them.
They're very intelligent.
Pack rats still lots of things, like big stuff.
Yeah.
So they couldn't, there'd be a size.
But they also wreak havoc on wiring.
We know that.
Sabotage could use them for sabotage.
So like, what
I
are
was
you
saying.
Like just
To send them out? It's like, okay.
cut the wire at the bank.
Send them to, if whatever country you live in and whatever country you're at war with, if you're in the military, you recruit the rats, send them over there to eat all the wires on
Drop
all their...
rats.
Yes.
Parachute rats in.
Just like a plague of rats. And that would solve all the wars in the world.
Because nothing's wireless these days. Everything is
But they're wired to something.
Everything's
What's it wired to?
That's right. We had
That router would go down and no longer the Wi-Fi is no longer working.
nothing could protect us unless I deployed my army of cats.
Oh, no. We've been beaten once again. Army of cats.
Yeah, see?
I come back at you with my army of dogs.
Well, see? Then what would you do?
Now, what's dogs' prey?
So it's
Predator.
like rock, paper, scissors. There's rat, cat, dog,
Rat, cat, dog,
other
wolf.
dogs.
Not wolves.
Tigers.
Yeah, tigers are pretty
Tiger
awesome.
take out a dog.
What would take out a tiger?
Hippos. Hippos take out everything.
What takes out a hippo? Hunger.
Nothing. Nothing.
Get it? Hunger?
Yeah.
Like the hippo?
Famine.
Famine? What takes out famine?
Water.
What brings famine? Rats. So it's a feedback loop.
The cycle continues.
Hansa Teutonica is still good.
Oh, yeah, we love
It's a cube pusher. And if you like this fighting kind of... There's a lot of player interaction with it, where you're moving other people's cubes out of the way, bumping each other out
because
here.
it's kind of like an area.
It's very thanky.
Yeah. It would have been better with if we had a
Gracias.
fourth player, though.
Gracias.
Be better with a fifth player.
Why a fifth player?
Because I like odd numbers. I would like... And there's multiple maps, so you can play it with different numbers. But we've always played it with 3 players.
Well, we need to get 2 other people and play it.
Well, we don't have 2 other friends.
What do you mean? Just grab someone.
We're not playing with rando people. That never works out.
You basically did that to me, and it happened all right.
And look what happened.
I turned out
Spreading your sleeveless propaganda.
it's going fine.
So, all
and
right.
it's beneficial for the sleep.
What did Splinter eat? Did he eat the pizza with the turtles, or did he eat like giant wires in the cartoon?
Splinter was
Who was the rat?
Was he the rat?
For Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
He was the sensei.
I didn't watch those
It,
because it was weird.
well, yeah, it was like a cartoon.
Yes.
It was very weird. Like
Isn't
it
it
was
a
a
cartoon
non.
first?
So was
And then-
Willard.
Well, no, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles didn't make a lot of sense. Okay,
It's literally
Let me-
It's all about the ooze.
I know, but
The mutagen.
Okay, I'm saying about the mutagen.
okay.
But let's just assume that this mutagen, the here comes the turtles, and now they've deformed. Why would these turtles thus become ninja-like? Wouldn't they just be slow people? Like, why does the mutagen make them ninjas?
Well, why would it be slow people though?
I'm just saying because turtles are slow.
Not necessarily.
Like they'd all work at the DMV.
well, like turtles.
Which animal would lend itself to being ninja-like? It'd be cats.
But that's the thing. That's why it's so ironic. It started this slow turtle into a ninja-like being,
Yeah, but
creature.
But that's the thing that's throwing.
It's like no one would expect that. What? No one would expect this turtle to become a ninja. They expect cats to be ninja. Cats are ninjas already.
And why do they have to specify that they're teenagers? Like, that didn't make any sense.
because they
because they were little baby turtles.
I know, but why did you have to specify? Like, why is that integral to
because
the
they
story?
acted very childlike.
This is not
Right.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What do teenagers like to eat? Pizza. I
The
mean,
whole
just kind
thing
of it's
was
because
very-
it has to go. I mean, you couldn't have them just like
And you also have
mutate into a old mature man with his life together.
But the rat did. Did the rat get mutated?
well, I think
Yes.
there's too many. Okay, I'll tell
the
you
rat
something.
was already old.
I
The
don't.
rat has too many ways. And he has different stories.
He does?
Yeah, like one.
You
There's
talking about his
like
origin
one-
story?
Yeah, there's too many origin stories.
What What's his origin story?
Actually, there's only one.
He was in
No.
The very first comic would be the true origin
He
story.
lived at
The true
IKEA.
origin story, yes. But if we're talking about like different variations of this show, Splinter has too many like.
But I mean, the
variations.
basic one is that he also got dripped mutagen on.
Yeah, he was.
And to answer your question,
What's with this mutagen?
do you remember anything ever from the 80s?
Yeah, I got tons.
All you do is drip radioactive fluid on something and it
Toxic,
becomes, you become whatever that is, but bigger, faster, stronger, more powerful.
And Oppenheimer proved that wrong.
Yes. It will kill you.
Yes, big time.
I wonder why they did that.
What?
Was it to get people over their fear of radiation and nuclear war? But no, if you touch this green stuff, this radioactive fluid, you might get superpowers. I wonder if there were like kids seeking out radioactive
Like
fluids.
propaganda.
Yeah.
Radioactive.
Looking for them barrels with the big, what is that sign? That Omega sign? What is that sign called?
I don't know.
That's got the
I know it's
nuclear
something-
waste
yeah, it's
symbol on it.
That hazard sign.
Yeah.
I don't know where
I
that.
could see Enrique trying to drink out of that as a 10-year-old
Drinking
that just
Surge.
that just
Thinking
he
it's-
just
thinking
he
it's-
just watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, tries to go near the nearest nuclear waste dump and start licking stuff.
You
He just
would.
starts licking
You grew
stuff.
up underneath power lines. You thought that was giving you some edge
It
up.
did fuse your kidneys together.
Well,
Maybe that's what happened.
no. That's
Maybe that's a powerful. Maybe that's like it's like a super powered kidney now.
yeah, but it also has its own weakness as well.
Oh,
Yeah, like you lack filtration.
Well, it's also
You can't infiltrate.
no, because if one becomes damaged, I bet you the other one will
because they're fused.
Yeah,
They are
follow.
one.
Oh,
Yes.
it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde of kidneys.
That's why I didn't do a whole lot of just like content.
That's not
Contact
contact sports.
Thank you.
That's not the only reason why you didn't do any sports.
I'll be quiet. Okay. I may
The
sound
football team was really clamoring for you, were they?
very funny.
You could have played football.
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 I'm sure they could have used a water boy.
That was a
No, I
low
would have been
blow.
I would have been a body sack.
What's
I
a
can take-
body
A
sack?
body sack.
I think that's
I
what
can
you
take a
are.
hit.
Oh, you mean a body
Oh.
bag?
Body bag, body sack.
I don't
whatever.
think that's a word. I think you've made something up. That
Punching bag?
punching bag.
That's
There
what
we
you
go.
call those, a body sack.
Body sacks, whatever.
That's
That's like a sack with a body in it.
Well, a body sack is
That's
usually
what Jerry
used
zips up
for-
all these old people in when they're done gone.
Isn't that what a body sack is? Just where you
body
put
bag.
body bag.
It's called a body bag.
Does it really matter though?
Sack.
Because
Body
a bag
sack or-
is a bag.
Hold up.
A sack is like a burlap sack.
Easily torn.
Yeah, a bag, a body
Bag
bag.
has some structural integrity
It's
to
like
it.
made from polymers.
A sack is what you get at Walmart.
Yeah.
A bag is what you
Paper
carry
or plastic.
your clothes in when you spend the night somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to do that.
He's looking at
He's
up.
looking at
The difference between a bag and a sack.
he's going hard on this. He really wants to prove this.
Oh,
No,
show
no,
these
I'm
guys
just
for defying my sack comments.
no, because I hate when I say something incorrect.
Well, then
And I'm-
welcome to the podcast. Oh, either way, this is gonna do it because this podcast has gone long
It's gone long, even though it hasn't gone long.
because you keep losing it.
That's
Dropping the ball.
That is literally the
But
first time this has ever happened.
You've done that before. You've
No, he
deleted-
hasn't.
Yes, he has.
I've never had us record a whole sesh and me not realize we actually didn't record the whole sesh.
I don't say shesh. You're
Sesh.
not a
That's the way-
13-year-old
that's-
girl.
That's how you say it nowadays.
No, it's not.
No.
Yes, it
Nobody
is.
says
Okay,
that.
Gabi.
Stay
Oh,
off,
gee, yes, it is.
No.
Stay off TikTok.
Yes.
Older people don't say modern
Yes,
slang.
it looks weird.
It-
It's
it-
Are you being
it is weird.
ageist?
Yes, we're being ageist. Act your age.
Sesh. I'm
Sesh?
staying young.
No, that sounds weird.
I say sesh.
I know.
Naturally.
It's irritating.
It happens naturally.
No, it doesn't. You do so much. You use all these
Like I
thinking you're watching TikTok and coming up with these words.
they're going to think you have.
You're
like,
really
some-
giving old right now.
You're old. You are old. Act your
40.
age. We need to shut this down. Shut this down. This
Please.
has accomplished nothing. Hansa Teutonica is old, and we still like it, and you should play it.
Huzzah!
Hansa Teutonica
It,
is really
it holds
good.
up. This is a classic throwback episode. It holds up.
If you want to hear us really talk about it, I doubt we even talked about it in the first podcast.
We did.
but we
talked
played it
ad nauseum.
again just today. It was really good. Me and Jerry fought over the same spot, the same road, just going back and forth viciously. Well, Enrique dominated the... What's the matter?
I'm just hearing a buzzing. Keep going.
He's hearing voices.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like a phone.
Yes,
No, just keep going.
He's hearing them power lines that he grew up with.
It's like phone. Someone's making a call.
Those are 30 miles away, Enrique.
Somebody's making a call. He's hearing that noise, that buzzing. Someone's calling my phone at home.
All right. Well, this podcast, I don't know if it was better or worse than the original one that never got recorded.
It was way better.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, you tanked hard.
I like how it's always my fault.
Well, it was. It really was.
I don't think
It wasn't.
It was pretty bad.
You were not great either.
You were tanking.
He wasn't.
You were not good.
Hogging.
I was trying to do it to prevent your stuff from happening.
And yet
usually-
my Anthony Hopkins stuff was fire.
Was that this episode?
It was this
Oh,
episode.
Yeah, just hang up.
That's going to do it for this sesh. I'm Gabi.
This is not a session. This is Jerry.
This is Enrique.
Thank you for tolerating this episode of the Board Game Snobs. Stay classy.